Now let's talk about XPaths in Selenium. Right, earlier we had seen how to identify elements using normal ID name. Let's move forward with XPaths now. Over here we were making this code and going to Facebook, and I had discussed that fine, you can identify elements with ID name, but every element will not have an ID or a name. For example, this text, it's quick and easy. This is not having an ID or a name which will uniquely identify it. So for such elements we use XPaths. And what are XPaths? How do we use them? XPath is something like, you can say it is the address of the element on the web page. Okay, now there are two types of XPaths. One is known as the complete XPath and the other one is known as the partial XPath. How do we make these complete XPaths or partial XPaths? Let's talk about complete XPath. This is also known as absolute XPath. Fine. If you investigate, say if I investigate this image, this is the I tag for this image in the page source. If you scroll up the page source to the very root, the first tag in the page source is the HTML tag. Under HTML tag there are two tags, head and body. We want to go inside the body tag. Okay, and because ultimately the I tag is somewhere inside the body tag. Okay, now in the page source, if you hit Ctrl F, you will see a small box coming up. Alright, I will start from the root tag, which is HTML. I will write HTML over here. See, the HTML tag is getting highlighted. Under that there is a head tag and body tag. You want to go inside the body tag, so I'll write /body. So see that body tag is getting highlighted. This way you can keep on typing and validating whether you are traversing correctly or not. And this way you will traverse down to the I tag. Okay, under the body tag you have this division tag. Rather, you have got two division tags parallel to each other under this body tag. You see that body tag has the first tag script, second tag div, third tag div. These both division tags are parallel to each other. You want to go inside the first one because that's how you will actually reach the I tag, which is over here. So you will write over here /div, in the brackets you write 1. If tags are parallel to each other, you can distinguish them with the number. If I had written 2, then it would have highlighted the second parallel tag. Okay, so under this division tag there are multiple division tags, 4 division tags. I want to go inside the second one to reach I. So again I will write /div brackets 2. So I'll reach this particular division. Under this division there is just one division. Okay, so I will just write /div. Okay, and under this one you have again single division. So you keep on doing this, then again single division, again a division, again a division, and then an h1 tag, anchor tag and I tag. So this XPath is known as complete XPath and it will represent the Facebook image, the I tag. We traverse from the HTML tag to this particular tag. Okay, but you don't have to make this yourself. Alright, you can easily use the Chrome inspector. Fine. If you investigate the password field, fine, the password field, you can right click on it and copy, and you can say copy full XPath. So this will be the complete XPath for the password field. Similarly for create an account, okay, you can simply say copy full XPath. So you will get the absolute or the complete XPath this way. In case of other browsers, for example, if you talk about say Mozilla, how do you inspect elements and how do you calculate XPaths in other browsers? Same way. There is no other difference. The process is same, but we prefer Chrome. Okay, I'll tell you the reason. In case of Mozilla, right, I can go to Facebook and you will get the same option to investigate the element. In Mozilla, we have got an inspector. You can right click on an element, you will see inspect element option. This will open the inspector in case of Mozilla. You see that? Right. And you can right click and copy the XPath from here. Okay. So you get this. Now this is a different XPath. Mozilla gives you this XPath for the email ID field. This is actually partial XPath. I'll discuss about it in some time. But we prefer using Chrome for XPaths. I'll tell you the reason in some time. Alright. Now we don't prefer to use complete XPaths. The reason is that you know, if something gets added at the root of the document over here, then all the XPaths of the application will go for a toss. And we don't want to make scripts in which we keep on changing XPaths or something. Okay, so we don't prefer to use these, although these XPaths are very accurate. They start from the root of the document and go till the element, but if something changes, it gives a problem. Yes, at times no other thing is working. You will find that complete XPath works easily or very conveniently to identify the element. Over there you can use it once or twice is okay. Fine. Now what we prefer to use a partial XPath. Partial XPath starts with /* or it starts with / basically. Right, /* means all elements on the page. If I copy this and open up Chrome and in this text field I paste this XPath. This text field is very good. It will help you to validate your XPaths and all. Okay. Now if you look at this says that 4 out of 733 elements. That means there are 733 elements on the web page. Okay, right. And if I write / say the tag name I put input, that means all input tags on the page. If I write /A, all anchor tags means all links. So this XPath will represent all the links on the web page. It says 1 out of 59. There are 59 links on this web page. Okay, so this is how the partial XPath starts. Now if I look at the email field, this is the code. I copy, instead of full XPath, I copy the normal XPath. Then I will get an XPath like this. This means that /* means out of all the elements on the web page, give me the element whose ID is email. Okay, so what we do is that we put single quotes, not double quotes, while working with Selenium. And in the script, you can write over here driver.findElement by the XPath, and you can give partial XPath or full XPath. If you are giving partial XPaths, please give single quotes over here, and you can write dot send keys username. So when you run this, this will type in username. Okay, and moreover, if you make XPath in one browser, it will work on the other browser as well, because the page source, it remains the same. Fine, you see that when it runs, it types username, and if I change the browser to Mozilla, the same command will work because IDs, names and the page source remains the same across all the browsers, right? I just have to change the browser name over there, and now my Mozilla will open. Hold on, it will take a little while. So this is the advantage. Okay, you can dynamically launch the browser and you can type username. Fine. Now if you investigate, suppose, hold on, in Chrome, if I investigate this text, if I want to read this text, you get this text and you copy the partial XPath. What will happen is you will get an XPath something like this. Okay, now what is this? What happens is that I'll paste the XPath over here. This is the element. So what happens is that this element has got no ID. So it jumps over to this division tag. This division tag has no ID. So it jumps one tag above. So it keeps on traversing one tag above till the time it finds a tag with an ID, which is over here. Hold on. Which is somewhere over here, a division with the ID content. It starts with this one, this one. It finds this division with the ID as content. Fine. And it builds the XPath from this particular division. Fine. And it traverses down till the time it finds the element. So in partial XPath, it will always find the nearest possible ID and build the XPath based on that ID. Okay, if I look at Mozilla, if I look at create an account text and I right click on it and I use copy, you don't have full XPath, partial XPath option in Mozilla. You just have copy XPath. In case of Mozilla, it gives you a full XPath. Okay, so that is why I don't prefer to use Mozilla for calculating XPaths. But yes, this XPath will also hold good in all the other browsers, Mozilla, Edge, anything. Okay, now what if, like for example, if I visit this website in.rediff.com and I look at this rediff.com image, this logo image, I look at this. This is the image. It's got a span tag. If I copy the XPath for this image, I copy the partial XPath, but Chrome gives me a full XPath because between this span tag and the HTML tag, there was no element which had an ID. Okay, there was actually no element which had an ID, so it simply gave you the complete XPath. Now you can also avoid this by making your own custom XPaths. Okay, that is a different topic in itself. But yes, you have got two types of XPaths. One is partial and one is complete. We refrain ourselves from using complete XPaths, but yes, we do use partial XPaths, and what we actually use is that we use our own customized XPaths, and I'll talk about that later on. Fine. Okay.